So it's been a while since I did a video. Thank you for those that reached out to see if I was doing okay. This is why you never really know what's going on behind closed doors, because for example, like I just posted a video of me doing yoga today. So I look completely healthy in that video, like, oh wow, you know, she's flexible, she can bend. But working 40 hours has caused me to have a lot of wrist pain and like repetitive strain injury. And I can still do yoga, thank God. And it doesn't affect my yoga practice, but the fine motor movements that require moving a mouse around, so editing videos and typing and uploading, all of that, it just further aggravates my wrist. So I've just taken a step back from YouTube, because at the end of the day, YouTube does not pay the bills. It's my job that pays the bills, and I have to basically allocate my health and resources to what is paying the bills. And since I have to be healthy enough to perform my job, unfortunately I've had to like dial back down on YouTube just because of my wrist hurting me so much. I'm hoping like eventually I don't get full-blown carpal tunnel that will require surgery, but I've shared with you my journey that I have Sjogren's, so I feel like stuff that normally doesn't happen to people until later on, or those people that are working like 80 hours a week, tends to happen to me, even though I'm working 40 hours a week. And also, just as a note, like I'm not looking for, anytime I post about my health, like people are so quick to jump in and be like, you should do this, you should do, like, I'm not looking for miracle treatments, right? I have an autoimmune condition, and a certain essential oil isn't going to cure it, right? So I just would appreciate refraining from recommending some obscure miracle treatments that in reality there is no evidence that that would work. There's no cure for autoimmune conditions, and I eat pretty healthy to begin with. I don't drink, I get enough sleep, so it is what it is. It's just, this is the deck of cards that I was dealt, and I have to deal with this. I just wanted to kind of like update you and like what happened. So I'm posting less videos because of my wrist health issues. I don't know if I'll just be doing more of vlog updates versus education. We'll see. Again, ADHD, I'm random. I get ideas in my mind and then I just post whatever. This past week, my dog Bella got super sick. I had taken a week off of work anyway to get halo done on my face. So it kind of worked out that I was home. I fed her Fresh Pet on Sunday, and she got like deathly sick on that Sunday. She started throwing up profusely, and then around like 1 she started throwing up blood. So I gave her Pepto-Bismol in the morning on Monday. That stopped her vomiting. I took her to the vet that same day. They couldn't see her at 8, but they could see her at 4. So they gave her sub-Q fluids just because it was later in the day and they don't do overnight hospitalizations there. They recommended that we take her to the hospital, the ED vet, but it was, by the time my husband got home that day, it was too late. So we opted to take her the next day. So I took her to the vet on Tuesday, and it was just like, I was an emotional wreck that week. This is one of the reasons where I just don't think I am emotionally stable enough to have children, to just be completely frank. This is a dog, and I was like completely losing it. I wasn't sure if she was going to make it. I was a hot mess. I was crying. I haven't cried in years. I was crying. Just so worried about her. She was refusing to drink water. I basically had to do saline syringes in her cheek like around the clock because she was refusing to drink water. That went on for almost a week. I was so worried about her on Easter because she was still refusing to drink water that we took her on Easter to the emergency vet, and they gave her some more sub-Q fluids, but miraculously when they did her labs, her hematocrit was now within normal limits. Previously, her hematocrit was elevated, indicating dehydration, and her amylase and lipase levels were now within normal limits, whereas before, well, they didn't do amylase lipase at the first vet I took her, but her test was, I think they call it the SPEC test. It was positive for pancreatitis. But that test just says like, yes or no, you have pancreatitis. It doesn't indicate like ranges or how severe the pancreatitis is. But thankfully this week, I feel like she's pulled through. She's finally starting to drink water on her own. But wow, what a week. The next thing that is going on in my life right now is I had a friend that's also suffered from chronic plantar fasciitis, which I have been suffering with for like the past 5 years at least. So I went to, and she had surgery. She's doing great. So I was kind of just going to leave my foot alone, but she's encouraging me to not give up because I live with constant pain in my foot. No matter what you see, like me exercising in the videos, whatever, like I live with chronic pain. But you know, I just choose to like power through it. I do recognize that like there's other types of pain that you can't power through, but fortunately with my pain I can. But anyway, so I went to go see her physician. He asked me to get an EMG done. I don't have tarsal tunnel syndrome, but I have Baxter's nerve compression. So now he's going to have to do an incision about this long from the bottom of my foot to my ankle to decompress the nerve and release the plantar fascia. I was hoping to get that surgery done at the end of May, but I've been calling the surgery rep, his surgery rep, and she's not answering. So I'm gonna keep, you know, the squeaky, what is it? The squeaky wheel gets the oil, I think is the saying. So I'm going to keep calling her in hopes that I can get this scheduled for the end of May. I have to get, initially because I have POTS, he was going to ask that I get cardiac clearance, but that would have taken months because getting an appointment with a specialist takes forever. So I really was like, can I please just get primary care, like PCP clearance? So I'm gonna go to the primary, and I have that scheduled at the beginning of May. So I will be out of commission for like 3 weeks also with my foot surgery. And because it's open surgery, it's going to take longer to heal than if it was endoscopic. Endoscopic is where they make tinier incisions and they just kind of put a camera through and they can visualize the area without having to open you up completely. But because there's a nerve involvement, he's going to have to open me up. So that's the update on my life. Yeah, so just pray that the surgery goes well. Please, I guess my biggest fear is like, if it doesn't work, I would at least want to remain with the level of pain that I'm at now. Of course, there's going to be a negative bias online because people that have had bad experiences are going to be on the internet complaining, right? Rightfully so. Whereas the people that have had positive experiences are less likely to like go online and rave about their procedure and how happy they are. Like negativity just seems to have a stronger bias online, right? There's more negative stuff online. So my fear with the surgery is like, I have it and I'm actually worse than I am before, because at least now I can walk. Like, yeah, I can literally only wear like sneakers. I can't wear heels because of the pain, or like flat shoes. It has to be like supportive shoes, so sneakers. Even walking barefoot kills me. But so the hope is either, well, ideally that I'm better, right? That I'm completely better than I was before, which is my friend. Like she says she is completely healed. She says it's the best thing she's ever done. So ideally that the surgery works, I'm no longer in pain, right? That would be the ideal solution. Or that, it didn't work, but I'm in the same level of pain, right? My biggest fear is like, wow, I did this and then I regret it, but I don't have a crystal ball. I don't know how to look at the future and be like, hey, future Bridget is telling present Bridget, like, don't get the surgery because it's not going to work or you're going to be worse. Like, unfortunately, that's not life. We have to take risks. So this is a risk that I'm going to take because I'm still fairly young. And I don't want to be held back in life from so many things that I still want to be able to do. So we'll see. I'll keep you posted. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share if you're watching on YouTube, or heart this and follow if you're on TikTok.